Chelsea continue their foray into the Europa Conference League tonight, as in matchday 2 of the group we travel to Athens, Greece, to take on Panathinaikos in the Olympic Stadium. The Blues will be looking to bounce back after a disappointing defeat at Anfield last time out, but who will start and how can we best our opponents in this match? Lads, lasses and the rest of the masses, welcome back to the lead-in. Let's go. Before we get into some predicted lineups, let's set the scene. It's Chelsea versus Panathinaikos, a fixture that is yet to happen in a competitive match between two of the big names in this competition. Chelsea have never lost a game to a Greek side in European competition before, with 4 wins and 2 draws against teams from the region. But admittedly, those 2 draws were away fixtures like this one is, which bodes well for our opposition. Chelsea will be looking to avoid a Greek tragedy, as it were, in this game. Speaking of tragedy, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that this is only the second game Panathinaikos will have played since the absolutely devastating and tragic passing of George Baldock. The ex-Sheffield United, MK Dons and at the time current Panathinaikos man was found dead at his home in Greece on October 9th at the far too young age of 31 after reportedly drowning in his pool. With the news coming out yesterday that his funeral date and a tribute for the players have been set, it's sure to be at the forefront of the minds of everyone associated with him, and could affect our opponents either negatively or positively. We have seen from recent games that the Greek national team was spurred on and claimed victory versus England, and Panathinaikos themselves were able to win 1-0 versus OFI Crete, ending a winless run of 3 games, with the awful situation motivating them all the way. As this is the first home fixture for them since George passed, I would expect an on-pitch tribute before the game for him, which again will be a massive motivator for the players and the 75,000 fans in the stadium. It goes without saying, but I send my condolences to not only our opponents, but of course the friends and family of George Baldock. May he rest in peace. On a lighter note, let's talk about our opponents a little here. Panathinaikos are currently sitting in 6th place in the Greek Super League after that 1-0 win, just 5 points off of 1st place. They have won 2 games in the last 5 matches, with 1 loss and 2 draws as well. One of those draws being in this competition, where they failed to beat Bosnian side FK Borac in matchday 1. After finally getting a win last time out, they'll be looking to continue that success in this game against a rotated Chelsea side, so that being said, let's talk about the possible lineup for our opponents. Firstly, let's talk absentees. The Shamrock have a few players unavailable. The biggest hit will be their captain Fotis Ioannidis, who is ruled out with an abductor injury, but they are also without Dimitris Limnios, Zeka and Toni Vilhena, who aren't included in their UECL squad list. Finally, there are doubts over the availability of Andras Sprorar, who missed the last game due to illness. I'll be putting Diego Alonso's side into the classic 4-2-3-1 formation that they've used throughout the regular season. First up in goal is going to be one of the bigger names in the side. Ex-Fiorentina goalkeeper Bart Dragowski starts in net. The defence is not going to change from their last fixture in my opinion, so starting on the right of the 4 will be Giannis Kotsiras. The centre-back partnership will be a combination of ex-Roma, Bayer Leverkusen and Lokomotiv star Tin Jedvaj on the right, and Iceland's Severe Ingi Ingason on the left. Finally, finishing off the back line, at left-back will be the former Cologne and Standard Liège man, Filip Mladenovic. Moving into the midfield, we'll start with the holding roles. This is going to change slightly, I'd imagine, so starting on the right, I'll be rotating out Willian Arau for a man you'll know well, ex-Getafe stalwart Nemanja Maksimovic. Partnering the Serbian on the left will be Slovenian international Adam Gnizda Serene. Moving into the more advanced midfield roles, we'll start on the right once more. Probably the most notorious of all the men in the team starts here, as ex-Manchester United winger Facundo Pellistri slots in. In the central role, I don't expect change here. Anastasios Bakasetas continues on in the middle. Finally, over on the left, I'm going to be rotating out Duricic for Argentine-Italian Daniel Mancini. That leaves 1 spot in the team at striker, and as Andras Sprorar is a doubt, I expect the big Swede Alexander Jeremejeff to retain his place leading the line. That's just a brief look at what the team could look like. There may be more rotation here, but I'd expect them to try and field a strong side against us despite other games coming up soon. Now let's turn our attention to Chelsea and see what our lineup for this game could be. We do have absentees for this one. All 3 of Cole Palmer, Wesley Fofana and Romeo Lavia aren't on the UECL squad list, so can't feature, and Philip Jurgensen was also a doubt after suffering a head injury but seems fine now. Apart from that, everyone is available for this one, so I'll be putting Enzo Maresca's Chelsea team in the 4-3-3 formation once again, with wholesale changes from the team that faced Liverpool. Starting with the goalkeeper, I'm going to be putting in Filip Jørgensen. Despite the worrying nature of his possible concussion, Enzo Maresca has confirmed that the young Dane will start. For the back four, it's going to be a new backline. Starting at right back, I'm going to be putting in Axel Disasi. Enzo Maresca has said that Reece James will be playing one game a week as he recovers from his injury layoff, and Malo Gusto played the full 90 at the weekend, so I expect the big Frenchman to come in. I'd have personally liked to have seen Josh Acheampong play here, but with the contract situation going on surrounding him, I don't think that's likely. In the centre-back spots, I'll be putting in a combination of Tosin Adarabioyo, who will be doing double duty, and Benoit Badiashile, who looked much improved in his cameo off of the bench. Finally, at left back I'm going to be putting in Renato Vega once again, who's on a hot streak of form at the moment. Moving into the midfield, this is a bit easier to predict. In the holding role, I expect to see Italian Cesare Casadei play here once again. Ahead of him, despite Enzo Fernandez only making a substitute appearance against Liverpool, I expect us to fully rotate the midfield again, so Joao Felix and Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall will occupy these spots. Ahead of them in the attacking roles, let's start on the right. After his immensely productive stint off of the bench at Anfield, Pedro Neto bursts back into the starting 11 for this one. On the opposite side, Misha Mudryk should start again, hopefully continuing his good spell of form as well. Finally, up top will be Christopher Nkunku. I expect the game to be much less open, so I reckon he'll thrive in this fixture as he leads the line. Apart from that, I think this is a solid team and perfectly capable of beating Panathinaikos if we play well, and we'll talk about how in a little bit. But before we do, it's time for today's comment question of the day, so answer me this. What is your take on the whole Josh Acheampong contract situation, and why? Let me know in the comments down below with QOTD at the start as always, and I'll heart my favourite answers. Now let's take a look at how Chelsea can navigate this game tactically and see how we can beat the Shamrock in this game. But before that, I just wanted to ask you guys to follow me on my other socials, the main one being my Twitter, or X. Over 18,000 of you subscribe to me on this channel, but only 400 of you follow me over there. If everyone that's watching this video could follow me over there, we could easily hit over 1,000 on that account, I believe. I live tweet every single Chelsea game, and I'm also allowed to be a bit more unfiltered over there, so you're missing out. Also, if you like shorter content, I do have a TikTok too. I've been recently posting some teasers on my YouTube shorts, but the full videos will be on my TikTok, and that's where I'll be kind of doing more fun, less analytical and a bit more jokey things and or rants, so for that type of content you can go see me over there. I appreciate you guys as always and hope to see you guys over on those other platforms too. Now let's get back to the video. Okay, so here we have the team, and as usual, let's move the team into the setup that we will be playing in possession, which will be that 3-3-4 system that we kind of often see. In this situation, when we have Vega on the left-hand side and we have a more naturally central player like Disasi, it's pretty obvious that Vega will be the one that inverts, and he will join Casadei in these two holding roles. Now we have this kind of situation with Tosin and Disasi. Honestly, I feel like we've kind of seen that Tosin can be a bit shaky in the central role, and obviously Disasi is not the greatest out here in a wide position. I genuinely, if it was possible, I would swap these two. I think this is a much better setup for these two, and in general, if we had Acheampong playing on the right back spot instead of Disasi, I would probably have played Disasi instead of Tosin, because he's obviously doing double duty. We have Jørgensen in as the rotational goalkeeper, which he's been suffering a small concussion from what it seems to be reported. Luckily he seems to be fine, as Enzo has said in the press conference. And yeah, and then we get this box, obviously with Vega acting more as a central defensive midfielder rather than a left back, and Casadei filling in this 6 role that he's been doing very, very well in the last few games that he's played here. Obviously we have further up, we have 2 attacking 10s, although Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall will act more like an 8 and Felix will kind of get higher up and play in the central role. We don't often see Casadei playing in this kind of 8 role, so we don't see the diamond that we usually kind of see when we play with Gusto here, for example. So I think we will play mainly with these 2 holding midfielders and then the 2 advanced midfielders as well. In terms of our forward line, obviously we have Neto on the right hand side, a lefter that can cut inside. We have Mudryk on the left who can cut onto his right foot. But the thing which I want to kind of talk about in terms of this front line is specifically Nkunku and what his role is in the team and why this kind of changes the way that we play. Obviously, Nkunku being a more of a second striker or a false 9 as it were, he isn't really a focal point like Jackson is. Like, Jackson would come here and he would be a player that we can play into, and he'd stay up here on his own. But we've kind of seen for the few games that we've seen this setup with Felix in the team, that Nkunku often likes to drop into the left-hand side and let Felix come here, and we kind of almost play with two false nines, and obviously Kin and Dewsbury-Hall can kind of roam either side and pick up the ball, or Cassidy can roam and pick up the ball, and things like that. We kind of actually see this happen, and then when the ball goes into one of them, they can kind of allow our wingers to run on beyond them and get them in that way. So we've kind of been seeing that quite often. We don't really see Felix play as like this central 10 very often. He gets quite high and he can play in combination with Nkunku, and often it's him that gets on the ball and can play the final pass to Nkunku when he runs in behind. And that's kind of what we've been seeing. So hopefully we'll probably see that same thing again. With Nkunku obviously operating in this 9 role. I think he's going to be a bit more of a deeper player and kind of allow Neto and Mudryk with their immense pace to be able to get beyond him. And then of course, what kind of goes hand in hand with that is Kin and Dewsbury-Hall making the late runs and kind of being that deep lying 8 that can arrive late and get on the end of things in terms of taking shots from outside the box, which we've seen him do, or also just kind of make the deep run into the box when the ball goes out wide, that type of thing. We'll see him do this with, obviously, as I said, Felix kind of being the more playmaker of the two, and he'll kind of operate as the player that's going to play it forward. So if Kiernan is running in behind, he can kind of be met there with the ball, and that's another opportunity for us to kind of get forward. Now, I do want to talk about our opponents, because I think the majority of what we can kind of talk about and what we're going to face in this game will be similar to what we've seen against other teams that are of lesser quality than us. There's not much footage on Panathinaikos out there, but from what I have seen, we can make some assumptions on how they will play in this game. If we bring the rest of the team in, obviously we can see that they play in this 4-2-3-1. It's a very standard formation, but of course when they defend, and they'll probably be doing a lot of defending in this game considering how much possession that we like to keep, they often fall into the 4-5-1, right? We see it very often from smaller teams that they will do this. They get their 2 holding midfielders nice and deep. The wingers will drop really deep as well to supplement the fullbacks. And then of course the more like 10 position, or the central 10, they will come into the midfield and just leave the lone striker up top. Now, the striker that they do have is very good as a traditional kind of target man. He's going to be a player that will be able to receive the ball if they do win it and play it long. He's a player that can very comfortably match up against centre backs and kind of hold them and then spin in behind. He's very good at doing that from what I've watched, and in general just his hold up play when the ball goes long is going to be something that we need to be wary of. Obviously this is kind of what I expect the pattern of the game to be, as it so often is against these smaller sides when we play them, that they're going to play these really 2 very solid lines of defense here and have the one player kind of trying to be the outlet for them when they do eventually win the ball back. And when the ball does go into him and they can kind of start springing their counter-attack, one thing that I've seen that they do is they do break very quickly, and they like to attack with a 5. So they get, obviously, both the wingers will run up to try and support. They'll try and run up the pitch with, obviously, their 10, but one of the holding midfielders, it's usually this right-sided midfielder, will also kind of join the attack and try and be that player that can kind of facilitate things when the ball goes backwards. So all of the players will kind of run forwards as he holds up the ball. He'll play it back to one of these deeper midfielders. The other players will kind of run on, and he'll be the one to dictate the ball and allow them to get off the pitch. Now, Panathinaikos are a team that, despite playing this way against us, and that's kind of how I expect them to play against us, against other teams in their league, as they are a rather big team in their league, they do like to play the ball out. They do have a kind of Spanish style way that they play out from the back. They do like to keep the ball and try and pass it between themselves. Obviously that's an instruction that their coach has instructed them to do, but from what I've seen in the very small, admittedly small sample size, what I've seen is they are very shaky when it comes to playing this way under immense pressure. We've seen this on numerous occasions in the last game that they played that they did win. There were so many errors from the back, passing it out, that almost led to goals. They were very lucky to not concede in that game, giving the ball away at least 3 times in a space of about 20 minutes. And a lot of that came from Dragowski in this goalkeeping role. He was a bit shaky on the ball, but especially with the two right-sided players, I think kept having mix-ups in that game. I've seen it in other games as well, but that's something which I think is important to note because of how good our press is from the front as a team in general. Obviously, with Nkunku's not going to be the one that presses really tensely, but Neto and Mudryk will, KDH will, that type of thing. And also just the fact that our counter pressing as a team is one of the fundamental things that our strategy is based off of. Is when we do lose the ball, obviously we have a lot of possession. When we do lose the ball, it's our insane drive to immediately get the ball back and push really high as soon as that happens and try and win the ball back, that can catch teams out. And that's why we kind of, a lot of the time, our goals and our opportunities come from what look like transitions, because we are so good at winning the ball back after we actually lose it. I think that if we are playing Panathinaikos and they are trying to be too clever and they're not just long balling it out to the striker or long balling out to the wings, then they can fall victim to us insanely pressing them, winning the ball back, and then scoring when they are in those situations. However, there will be times, obviously, in this game that we will have to do defending ourselves, and when we do defend, obviously, we'll go back into the back four, with Vega shifting back into his left back role, Cassidy and Kinnan Dewsbury Hall acting as these two holding midfielders, and then we get, obviously, Felix will drop, Neto will drop, Mudryk will drop, and Nkunku will kind of be left up here to roam around on the halfway line. Now, one thing I wanted to talk about their attack specifically is because they do something very interesting, and their play is based off of two kind of fundamental tactics. It's obviously, we'll have the players up here. The main two things I've seen from them is the fact that not only do, obviously, they have the target man and they like to find him from wide areas. The thing which is very interesting is they love to overlap the fullbacks. They are very incessant, and especially on the left hand side, getting their fullbacks into these attacking areas to then provide balls into the box, whether that's balls high in the air for the target man to latch onto in the air, or just whizzing across the face of goal to the back post, which I'll kind of talk about how they kind of navigate that back post in a second here. They always love to get their fullbacks really high. Now, it's not just that, but they are very comfortable at switching the ball. We kind of see this a lot from them, is that they love to play the ball to one side, allow all of the defensive team to shift across. And when the team has shift across, they love to play those really large switches over to either the overlapping fullback again, or one of the wingers that's been out here and kind of left out here in this really wide area. And then obviously once they get the ball in those wide areas, they can wait for the overlap and then play it behind and try and get goals that way. The other thing which they kind of see we see doing is, again, we kind of spoke about how the deeper midfielder, one of the deeper midfielders, likes to get up and attack when they're on counters. They like to actually do this when they're in possession as well. So we often see this third man run happening, where we'll kind of play the ball into the striker from a deeper position, and whichever player has done this will then continue their run after playing the ball into the box, and then will be found by the other midfielder when it goes back to them. We kind of see this with our setup in truth, that kind of going backwards to going forwards situation, which I've talked about in the past, but we see it very often that we get this right-sided holding midfielder often ending up in these types of positions, and if it's not him, then it will be the right back. The right back will often kind of not invert, but will make the more narrow run if he's not making the overlap and get into these positions. And then obviously when the ball gets played into them, again, they've got easy tap-ins if they can get the ball across. Seen that so many times from the footage that I've seen them play. They do that so often. I think that if they do get a lot of possession in this game, which I don't think they will, but they will obviously have spells, that's something to look out for. And I think Kinnan Dewsbury Hall or Cassidy, whoever is going to be the man that's getting ran off the back of, is going to have to be very sharp and alert to this situation happening. Now, I mentioned that one of their strengths is switches of play, and that's kind of how key to how they operate as a team, but it's also, ironically, one of their weaknesses from what I've seen as well, is that because they do like to defend so narrow and keep these two solid lines of defense here, one of the things that unlocks them very well is switching the ball ourselves, because when we commit to one side, for example, if we've got the ball out here with Mudryk, and all the players kind of shift over to guard Mudryk or guard KDH, or Nkunku have kind of dropped over this side. We get to see the defense shift across here, and then we've got all this space out here on the opposite side. So what we can kind of see a lot of the time is that if we can get the ball out to one side and we can play it quickly to the other, whether that's from Mudryk himself, he can obviously play those balls when he drops deep. A lot of the time he likes to drop deep to collect the ball, and then he can kind of play the ball across. We see that happening. Or if it's Kinnan Dewsbury Hall that's gotten onto the ball here, again, left-footed, can get out to Pedro Neto on this side. We can see that happening. But also just the way we kind of navigate the ball from the back as well, because obviously we love to see us keeping the ball, us pinging it behind our on our back line rather. Obviously Jurgensen can get involved. We see them kind of dropping into the back four at times, the quote-unquote faux back four that we see with the goalkeeper. Obviously he can hit those long diagonals out here if they're committed to one side. But also just I think the main thing we kind of need to be doing is we can't be doing that slow possession. We often see us kind of passing it between ourselves and not really making inroads. We need to be snapping the ball around very, very quickly, and if we can get it from here when the players will commit over and obviously come over here to try and press, if they do try and press, they do like to apply a small press when they are out of possession, so we'll probably see that. And when this is committed, we need to be able to not only just kind of play it between ourselves very small, but we need to be able to play those large switches and get the ball moving very quickly. And if we're not able to play the large switch all the way, at least get it over to Disasi, who can then play it to Neto, and it just kind of gives them less time to adjust and get back over to kind of surround Neto, because we know what's going to happen in this game. They're going to double up on our wingers. They're going to have the fullback and the winger here and the holding midfielder to get past. It's going to be very, very hard to get past, and we're going to have to find those avenues and those moments in the game where we can find space out here for Neto, for Mudryk on the opposite side, for even Felix and Nkunku, who will like to drop deep and kind of try and get into little pockets. We'll need to find those space. And in general, like I said versus Hent in the previous round, we just kind of have to show our superior quality here. We need to show them things that they haven't seen, have a bit of trickery like we saw in that Hent game. We saw a lot of kind of things that are a bit outside the box and things that teams of this lower quality don't get to see every single match day because they don't have all of the world-class players in their league. And it's just those little things, like for example the little scoop pass that we saw from Felix, like the back heels that we see from Nkunku. Just a little bit of inspiration, a little bit of something magical, and that will be able to get us past this team. I do think that we'll be able to cruise to a pretty easy victory if we are able to do this, and obviously flex our kind of our superiority in this way, even with a rotated side. I think that our team, of course, is more just has more quality, but obviously we have to wait and see whether we can actually perform on a big stage like this. Obviously it's at a very, very large stadium. There's going to be quite a lot of fans, I'd imagine, in the stadium. I think it's a 75,000 capacity, so very big stadium, very big roar from the home fans, and we'll be up against it, but hopefully we can send all of those fans home disappointed. For a score prediction, I'm going to be predicting 2 wins out of 2 in the Conference League for Chelsea. Despite our opponents posing a threat at their home stadium, I think we'll get a comfortable 3-0 win, with Nkunku, Dewsbury Hall and Mudryk all getting goals. We'll have to wait until the game to see if any of my predictions are correct, and as always I will be live streaming immediately after the game with Feeling Blue to review the match, so make sure you come through if you are able. But if you can't wait until then, YouTube reckons you'll enjoy one of these 2 videos on screen in the meantime. Thank you guys so much for watching as ever, and remember, in the rain or in the dry, keep that blue flag flying high. Come on you Blues!